They test you with disrespect, combativeness, aggressiveness, manipulation, anything that would make you less of a man if you accepted laying down. What up, what up, what up? What's happening? Que lo que miente. Welcome to Love, Purpose, and Passports. Hope all is well and all are passport ready or passport getting ready. For those of you that don't know, I am Mr. Pro for you, living in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Let's get right to it. Today we're going to talk about a woman testing you. We're kind of used to the idea of women testing us, and we're basically okay with the process. We welcome the test because we look forward to rising to the occasion for the woman we're interested in. And we tend to feel confident in her discovering that we're right for her. That's because we look at her testing us as her sizing us up for a relationship with her. And, we look at it as she's doing it with a pure and honest intention. So we don't mind. When a woman tests you, it's her assessing you, kind of like us vetting. Now, what she assesses and how she assesses it is where we're going to begin with this. While she's theoretically in the assessor's seat, this is where you get valuable insight into what type of woman she is. While testing you, you literally get to see how she operates. How is that? She can't test you without directly exposing what type of woman she really is. Let's get into it. Women know in general that they can pull certain things with certain men and others they wouldn't dare. The thing is, them knowing that is no harm, no foul. But actually doing it falls into the category of a certain type of woman. And this is the first type we're going to discuss. We're going to talk about two types. The first one is usually packaged well, so you don't see it coming, but you'll begin to notice it right away. The first type is she tests you to see what she can get away with. Beware or be aware of this type of woman. A lot of these type of women have tried to normalize testing men like this. They even brag about it when they get a chance. They're very manipulative and they're relatively dangerous because they're not testing you for you to win. They're testing you for them to win. If you're not the type of man that enjoys dangerous escapades, I would advise against this type of woman. They test you with disrespect, combativeness, aggressiveness, manipulation, anything that would make you less of a man if you accepted laying down.
I'm really testing you to see how far will you let me disrespect you.
They're testing nothing more than a series of power plays. They test your boundaries. These are the type of women who only understand being put in their place because they test you with things that are out of bounds. So you have to put things back in place in bounds. And the problem is they have this idea of how gently and how meekly you're supposed to address or approach out of bounds type of behavior. Now, if you're not really experienced with that type of behavior and you overlook it, now what was out of bounds has become inbounds by default. As soon as you accept it, they see it as no longer out of bounds behavior. So she's literally testing you to see how terrible you will allow her to be.
You're the lines. We're the color. You got to teach me to color inside of the lines. So if you don't set that strong boundary.
Think about that. How terrible must she really be if you have to put boundaries around it? And here's the next level to that, dealing with women who exhibit behaviors you're not really experienced with. Let's say you say something about it, because we mentioned what happens if you overlook it. The type of woman that tests you like that, you don't really know if what you said or how you said it was a stiff enough consequence. This is what I mean by not being experienced with certain behaviors. She'll take what you said and patch it up with apologies, and you'll think you put it back in place. But what you need to know is there are certain women that believe that if they fixed disrespecting you with apologies, that they got away with it. And we're not talking about ways to handle that type of thing in this video. But the number one way is walk away. But sometimes things don't rise to the level of deal breakers, your deal breakers. So that's a different topic. So as I was saying, there are women that believe that if apologies are able to fix disrespecting you, they believe they got away with it. If you don't understand or accept how terrible of a woman that is that tests you that way, then she actually did get away with it. And by default, you voluntarily moved the boundaries outside of what you believed yourself to accept as a man. These type of women believe themselves to be smart because they believe this type of test is a win-win. If you accept it, they know they have an easy mark on their hands. If you don't accept it and put them in their place, they know they have a dominant man. They're okay with either. Once you see that she's testing you to see what she can get away with, you know automatically that they've done it before with other men. So don't take it personally. I mentioned that they believe themselves to be smart man manipulators. They are smart around slower men or men who are weakened by their beauty. I'll show you why they think they're smart. If she gets out of bounds and you don't confront her, or if she feels that the consequences aren't stiff enough to rattle her dysfunction, she'll believe you failed the test and automatically simp file you. There's a level of ignorance and arrogance attached to women who believe they can test you like that. They have no idea what they could have activated in you as far as how you see the relationship moving forward if you're still there, how they can go from special to space holder that fast. Everything may not rise to the level of walkaway deal breaker, but they don't realize that you've reduced the square footage of the relationship. Went from buying to renting that fast. A lot of these women are masculine in the feminine frame.
Femininity tests.
They don't believe themselves to be masculine, but testing a man's masculinity is masculine. That's what men do. Test each other's masculinity all the time. Femininity doesn't test like that. When a woman tests your boundaries, that's really a test to see what she can get away with. This is a low quality woman, and you won't be rising to the occasion to deal with it. You'll be lowering yourself to deal with it. Now let's talk about another type and how she tests you. This woman doesn't test you to see what she can get away with. This type of woman tests you to see how you respond to her needs. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule, but she has an approach to testing you that doesn't cross the lines of respect. This tends to be a more mature feminine woman. She tests you by observing what you do. Nothing aggressive, no drama queen, no disrespect. She'll watch how you treat other people. She'll listen to what you say you're going to do and see if you walk the walk you're talking. She'll ask you questions to see if your values align with hers. She may not ask you for anything, but she'll take note of the things that you offer and how you offer it. She'll recognize the times you showed up when she was in need. This is the type of woman whose test allows you to rise to the occasion, not lower yourself to selfish manipulation. Which do you prefer? The woman that tests your boundaries by seeing what she can get away with, seeing how far she can go? Or the woman who tests you by observing how you carry yourself, which allows you to shine appropriately at will? Remember, it's a good thing when a woman tests you. It shows she's interested in you, and it's part of the process. And sometimes the process is the process of elimination. Love, purpose, and passports. Peace.